I asked a few people on Instagram if they feel that £1,000,000 has been through their hands. Now, it doesn't have to be £1,000,000, it could be 1,000,000 cities, €1,000,000, $1,000,000, whatever it is. The reason I asked this question is because I had a conversation with my brothers some years back, and when we were talking about money. And in the midst of that conversation, some of us felt that possibly that money had gone through our hands, and some of us felt like, nah, it's not possible. But really, it was kind of like, it was such a big debate. We ended up talking for hours about this thing. It was so interesting. And I thought I'd revisit the question, because really, when you think about your money, what have you done with your money in your life? If you really think about it. Because sometimes we have so much disposable income go through our hands at times, and we have no account for what has happened to that money. So when I asked this question on Instagram, I got quite a few interesting answers back, which I'm going to share with you in just a minute. But first of all, I asked my brother the question again, and this is what he said. Okay, so do you remember, like a few years ago, we were talking about money going through our hands, and we were talking about do you think £1,000,000 has been through your hands in your lifetime? Do you remember that conversation?
I think I do. I think I do. I remember having that type of conversation before. I can't 100% say I remember having it with you. But it's probably with you and Kwame now I'm thinking about it.
It was. It was like a big, massive debate. So do you still think that £1,000,000 has been through your hands, yes or no?
Oh, now I'd say yeah.
Okay. Hey, rich man.
But it all depends on your definition of been through your hands. In terms of, if you're talking about money I've earned and then spent,
yeah,
I don't know. In terms of money that obviously through business, so there's certain things that we pay for that I have to pass on due to costs. So it isn't necessarily my money.
Okay.
I can say yes, through business, definitely.
Oh, your personal income?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I think it's quite possible, you know.
$1 million is a lot, you know.
It is, but it is a lot. But if you think about money that you spent frivolously, or the times you've ever got loans or anything like that, the interest that you've had to pay back, all of that stuff, money that you've messed up, you don't think £1,000,000 has been through your hands?
No.
You don't think so? Really?
I think, yeah. If we're not talking about the last, excluding the last 2 years, I can't say I think so, no.
Really? Interesting.
No. Yeah, obviously my background was in sales, so you know, I dealt with deals that would have generated £1,000,000.
Yeah. But
not me personally through my personal bank account. I think there's very few people who would have.
Do you think so?
100%.
Really? I don't know if I 100% agree with that. I feel like even if you haven't got to £1,000,000, I think you probably would have been very close to having that money go through your hands at some point, somehow.
It all depends. Again, are you talking about buying a house and having that asset on your hands?
Okay, if we add assets into it.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that one's
easy. If you're talking about salary, money into your account because you've earned it and then being spent out again, no.
No? You don't think so?
No.
I just wanted to say, it's just interesting to revisit the conversation, because I can't remember if it was Dean or if it was you that was saying that they feel like £1,000,000 has been through their hands. I think Dean said it had. He reckoned it had, but I can't remember.
I think it would have been me, because we're talking about years back.
Yeah.
It would have been me saying it, but again, I was talking about £1,000,000 in terms of deals I've done, money that I've generated.
Yeah.
Work and whatnot, but personally, even to this day, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Even now, it all depends how your definition of earning and generating money is.
Yeah.
If it's into what you've had in and out of your bank account, then no.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, that's all I wanted you for, you know. I've used you now. I don't need you anymore.
My sister don't call me nothing.
Don't listen to what he said.
I'm here for you. I better get a portion royalty.
Oh, don't worry. I'll send you some of the cut of the money that I get. No problem.
You now have it on YouTube. Look in the comments, and if in 6 months' time you guys don't see me saying a receive notification, and subscribe.
Cool. All right. Anyway, that was a quick one, but we'll talk later anyway. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Bye. So when I asked this question on Instagram, I got a few responses that I thought I'd share with you because it will be interesting for you to dive into your own finances and think about how you have spent or used the money that you have had in your lifetime. So the first answer that I got was, oh no, I wish if I had that money to invest in my brand. Yes, we all wish that we had that money. Sometimes we spend foolishly, let's just be real, we spend foolishly. Not very wise, but you know, it's one of those things. We learn hopefully from our mistakes. Another person said yes, and that's really interesting that someone just outright said yes. There was no debate. They literally just said yes. I hope if you have said yes to this question that you have something to show for the million that has been through your hands. So another answer that I got was yes, with a sad emoji face, like ugh. And the reason for that, I guess, is because when you think about your finance and you think about you probably had that money and you don't have it anymore, and your situation that you're in at the moment, you probably didn't use it to the best of your advantage. Someone else said absolutely. Oh my goodness, absolutely means you've definitely had that money and you have done whatever you've done with it. Again, same thing. I hope that you have used the money wisely. Someone else also said yes. I have another yes. And one person said, in fact, this was Nana Ashanti. Yes, Nana Ashanti, I'm exposing you. You said, not yet, for my sake, I hope not. And that's really funny because, honestly speaking, I guess most of us, if we had that money at one point, or that amount of money has been through our hands, we would hope that, you know, we haven't necessarily had that money because we want to have been able to do something interesting and something fulfilling with that money and not just had it and put it in our bellies, you know, put it in our bellies and then out the other ends, you know. You don't want to waste money that way. And then someone else said, this is a funny one. They said, yes, they have at their job. Basically, when you have a job, you're basically counting someone else's money. You don't have your own money, you're counting money for someone else. It's a bit sad, isn't it? But at least, hopefully, when you're in that kind of situation, it will inspire you to perhaps do your own business or to find another way of having another income stream, that kind of thing. Someone else said possibly, another one said yes, another yes, and then someone said I don't think so, but soon I believe. Amen to that. Yes, soon. I believe you too. Someone else said yes. There's quite a few yeses here. That's really interesting, I think. And someone said, oh, Della, 100,000 cities cry I've never seen before. I'm sure they're joking. So actually, yeah, so I was quite surprised by the responses because a lot of people were outright yes. There was no debate about it. They were just like, yes, I believe that I've had that money. What have you done with that money? Money's a funny thing. You can choose to use money in a good way or you can choose to use money in a bad way. I think it's important for us to kind of revisit our finances every year and have a budget system that actually works for you so you can see where your money is going. If you are wasting money, your budget will immediately tell you if you're wasting money. We definitely need to have that, and I think sometimes we feel like, oh, we could just manage it, just have the money in our bank and we'll just manage it, but it's not like that. You have to have a budget. Yeah, so basically if you've answered yes, hopefully you have been able to hang on to some of that money or you've been able to use it wisely. If not, perhaps it's something you need to revisit and look at and understand the reason as to why you don't have that. For myself personally, I know some of you are probably wondering if I've had $1 million and if I've spent it and what I've done with my money. Do I think that I've had $1 million go through my hands? I think possibly. If we're talking about assets, definitely. But if we're talking about money earned, perhaps not. Perhaps not, because I've spent a long period of my life where I wasn't working because I was having children and stuff like that, so that probably impacted me a bit. But I feel that if I haven't had $1 million, I've probably had somewhere close to it. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one to think about. But anyway, guys, drop me a comment in the box down below. and let me know if you believe you've had a million go through your hands. I don't care what currency it is, just a million. It's that a million symbolizes something. So let me know in the comments if you think you've had a million go through your hands or not. But anyway, guys, that is the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already subscribed to me, I'd love it if you were to hit that subscribe button for me. So just hit the subscribe button for me and the notification bell. And don't forget to also please do me a favor and like this video so it will go out to a wider audience and more people can get to see it. Until next time, I am out. Nuti Baba.